City Express. Thanks to the heroic efforts of the two magical girls, Luna Scarlet and Aurora Azure, the exotic beasts that breached Eastern Sector 3 yesterday evening have been successfully eliminated. Relevant departments are currently carrying out emergency repairs on the damaged streets. Let us once again thank the magical girls for their immense contribution to protecting the peace of our city. They're pretty efficient. Shun Yu swiped across his phone screen, looking at the pop-up news notification, and commented in a low voice. He slurped up a mouthful of noodles and continued browsing the details of the news. For people living in modern cities, this kind of news had long since become commonplace. The threat of the Void Abyss, the invasion of exotic beasts, the battles of magical girls, these surreal existences had long since integrated into daily life. But thanks to those magical girls, their city was able to maintain general peace under the protection of the Aegis barrier. Peace is really nice. Sitting at his workstation, Shinyu looked out at the clear blue sky, his heart incredibly peaceful. For an ordinary 30-year-old office worker like him, such a peaceful lunch break was a rare, small blessing in his day-to-day life. However, the next day, the sight before him made Shinyu completely freeze in his tracks. The commercial building that had been standing just yesterday had now been reduced to ruins, with wisps of blue smoke rising from it. Snapped rebar and concrete were twisted together, shards of glass littered the streets, and the remaining structures were covered in strange purple crystal residue. Clearly, another exotic beast had invaded the city the previous night, and the battlefield had spread into this district. Chen Yu's expression instantly froze. Right then, a slightly chubby man sprinted out with unbelievable agility. It was the company president, Zhao Guoqiang. Holding a megaphone, Zhao Guoqiang wore a sorrowful expression, although his eyes sparkled with excitement that was impossible to hide. Dear colleagues, dear comrades in arms, as you can see, disaster strikes without warning. The company we built together is gone. He dramatically wiped away non-existent tears. Think of me, old Zhao, spending more than 10 years building this company from nothing. Now, my heart is bleeding. The employees exchanged uneasy glances. Therefore, after taking a deep breath, old Zhao suddenly shouted. Following 1 hour of painful deliberation, I have made the hardest decision of my life. The company is officially dissolved. The crowd exploded into chaos. Don't worry. I've already applied for everyone's severance compensation. He quickly pulled out a thick envelope and stuffed it into Chun Yu's hands. Chun Yu, you're one of our senior employees. I'll leave this important mission to you. Distribute everyone's compensation. Goodbye. Take care. Before anyone could react, Zhao Guoqiang leaped into a luxury sports car waiting nearby. Ha ha ha. Azure Horizon Residences, here I come. The engine roared as the sports car disappeared down the road, leaving behind a crowd of stunned employees. That night, after wandering aimlessly, Chen Yu suddenly heard an ethereal voice echoing directly inside his mind. Inquiry, do you desire power? Are you willing to shoulder the responsibility of protecting this world and cleansing all evil? Selection, yes/no. Chun Yu smiled bitterly. Am I hallucinating because I skipped meals all day? The mysterious voice appeared again. Inquiry, are you willing to pay any price for power? Selection, yes/no. This time, Chun Yu stopped walking. Who's there? The voice answered immediately. Inquiry, are you willing to become a magical girl? Selection, yes/no. A magical girl? Shen Yu's eyes widened. This was the legendary Voice of Destiny. Nobody knew where the Voice of Destiny came from, but every magical girl chosen by it had become humanity's greatest hope against the Void Abyss. Without them, civilization would have already fallen. No one understood why the voice selected certain people. The only known rule was that the chosen had to be between the ages of 10 and 30. As for a man being selected, perhaps he was the very first. None of that mattered anymore. The hatred buried deep within Chun Yu's heart exploded once more. Without any hesitation, he smiled. I choose yes. Contract established. Soul Core delivered. May your heart forever illuminate this world. The mysterious voice vanished. At the same time, Shen Yu felt something appear in his palm. It was a crystal fragment roughly the size of his thumb, warm yet strangely cool to the touch. So, this is the Soul Core? The Soul Core was the transformation device of every magical girl. Only through it could one wield the mysterious power known as astral heart energy. Just as Chun Yu examined it. Woo woo woo. His phone suddenly erupted with a deafening emergency alarm. The screen turned blood red. Emergency evacuation alert. High-intensity void abyss activity detected. Multiple exotic beasts have breached the Aegis barrier node in Eastern Sector 3. All citizens currently located within the Novatech Industrial Zone and surrounding districts must immediately evacuate to the nearest underground shelter. Explosions echoed across the city. Buildings collapsed. People screamed. Chun Yu slowly smiled. Perfect. Transform. As soon as the words fell, that red and white fragment suddenly erupted with light like the rising sun, instantly swallowing him completely. He could clearly feel a warm and powerful energy flowing through his entire body. Wherever it passed, his ordinary clothes dissipated like phantoms, and his body quietly underwent changes. His bones made faint clicking sounds, muscle fibers stretched and changed, his skin became incomparably delicate, some kind of heavy burden rapidly swelled on his chest, and below, a strange, hollow feeling emerged. Subsequently, a pair of pure, flawless white stockings spread upwards, perfectly wrapping around his newly formed slender legs. Fiery red patterns automatically appeared, tracing mysterious and enchanting designs along the graceful curves, finally settling at the ankles. Then, a pair of delicate, small red leather shoes quietly encased his feet. The light moved upward, and a pure white knee-length skirt appeared out of thin air. The hem fluttered, and similarly, gorgeous blood-colored patterns extended and intertwined on the skirt's surface, like blooming spider lilies. The energy continued to build upwards, forming the upper garment an exquisite top resembling a formal dress, with intricate lace trim at the collar and slightly puffed cuffs. Finally, a stream of light swept over his head, and long silver hair cascaded down like a waterfall of moonlight, reaching his waist. A few strands of hair on his forehead gently brushed against his cheeks. His facial contours became delicate and refined, his features meticulously carved by an invisible hand. The entire process seemed complex, but in reality, it happened in the blink of an eye. The light suddenly receded. Standing in place was no longer that unemployed middle-aged man, Shen Yu. Instead, a stunningly beautiful magical girl, clad in a white dress with red patterns, wearing white stockings and red shoes with red patterns, with silver hair and crimson eyes, holding a blood-colored tang dao, appeared imposingly. Her eyes burned with cold hatred and a hint of bloodthirsty excitement, and her whole body exuded a heart-palpitating energy fluctuation. This is power. The weapon was connected to her bloodline, as easy to control as her own arm. She felt as if she were very strong. When she aimed Crimson Blade at a nearby skyscraper, she actually felt she could split it in two with a single strike. What is this? When she swung her arms, she felt as if something extra was on her chest, swaying slightly, giving her a strange feeling. So she subconsciously reached out to touch it. It wasn't the familiar flat chest, but soft and full curves. She was stunned for a moment, instantly realizing something, and hurriedly took out her phone from her skirt pocket, using the pitch-black screen as a mirror to look at herself.